I was first involved in brewing way back in 1974 when I left school, and my mother gave me an ultimatum: either go back to school or get a job. And by the way, there's an interview here at your local brewery tomorrow. I fell in love with brewing and decided that was going to be my career and working there. So I left Wilson's to study at Heriot-Watt University, and I have a degree in brewing and distilling. And then I came to work for Fuller's, and I've never looked back. I suppose I am what you might call a Londoner now. And I think a Londoner is not just somebody who's born in London, but somebody who comes to London and works in London and falls in love with the place, and that is me. London actually used to be the centre of the world's brewing, and now with 80 breweries in there, I think it's back as the centre of the world's brewing. London Pride, to me, is a great beer. It's also the hardest beer we have to make. It's hard to make because we have so many fans, and if you make the smallest error with London Pride, they're on the phone or writing you a letter. So it is a hard beer to make, but it's also the one that gives me the most satisfaction because of that. Because I know so many drinkers are enjoying it. And I always say to my brewer colleagues that, you might have had the worst day possible. Just stick your head round the door of your local Fuller's pub and see all those people enjoying London Pride, and you will get that satisfaction back again. London Pride was first brewed nearly 50 years ago now, and although it's fantastic in cask, but the new market is moving much more towards keg and can formats. So now we have this new unfiltered London Pride in keg, and that has the natural flavours that you will find in the cask, but it's served at this higher carbon dioxide and this lower temperature. We've increased the hopping in the unfiltered version of London Pride to give it a little bit more hop note. Again, the flavours are natural. I wanted to produce a great beer in keg as well as a great beer in cask, and I think we've achieved it by this unfiltered beer. Centrifuged only, so there's no filtering, no pasteurisation, very little processing, as natural as possible. We brew the version of London Pride in cask and the version of London Pride as the unfiltered keg version are brewed identically. We do put a little bit more hop in the maturation process for the unfiltered, but then the cask goes off to be put into cask with finings, and it is the finings that clear the beer. We don't use finings at all in the new unfiltered version, and what we do is we use a centrifuge to clarify it. The more processing you put into any beer, the more chance you have of stripping out some of the natural flavours. What you get then is a brighter beer with a longer shelf life. However, that's not what we want from unfiltered. What we want from unfiltered is all those natural flavours kept in. So we do the least processing, and it will leave the beer hazy, but with more flavour. So that's London Pride unfiltered in a nutshell. Now all that remains for you is to enjoy those natural flavours, and maybe when you get halfway down your third, order that for.